Welcome to Spiritual Psychic with Sara Wiseman, where you'll learn how to unlock the secrets of spiritual intuition and your own psychic gifts. Here's Sara.
Welcome to Spiritual Psychic. I'm Sara Wiseman, talking today about how nature clears us. So I'm a crystal lover. Out where I live, we have a variety of very gigantic, and by gigantic I mean by 3 feet by 2 feet, gigantic big crystals. And we have a lot of crystals here, different kinds in most of the rooms of the houses. So I like crystals. I resonate with them. I find them very interesting. So you've probably heard how a crystal, or how using a crystal can help clear you, and how the nature of the crystalline energy serves as a way of balancing or healing or clarifying you. So that's all very true. Crystals are extraordinary, and the same thing happens with nature, but on a bigger and more diverse scale. So when you first enter into a patch of nature, and whether it's the more subtle urban nature of, say, a park setting, or if it's a wild nature that's rarely inhabited by humans, you can feel this clearing. In some, what we'll call big nature, wild nature, the feeling is such high, holy, that it almost feels frightening. There's this sense that you're not in charge here, because you're not. And in nature that's a little more used to humans, such as a field or a meadow or a forest, there's often this sense of great liveliness and aliveness of all sentient beings in a kind of community of plants and rock and lichen and moss and birds and squirrels and everything included, all celebrating life with you. So you can enter into these spaces, like the high holy of the wild, uninhabited, big nature, or the lively holy of the more humanized nature of your body, both physical and etheric, responds in awe. And this happens in a way that it's hard to explain. And yet when you go out and you stand in a field, or you stand by a tree, or depending on, maybe you're in the desert, something shifts in you. Something shifts, and it brings you to nowness right away. The other day I was on a bike ride in a fairly well-used but quite large park, 800 acres or so, I think. But there's people around. And at one point, just on this piece of a path, and all these birds started rising up from the fields, flying over to the trees, and the sky was just sort of hung with sort of wintry clouds, and there was just this amazing, amazing sense of, it's hard to explain. It just was so touching and so big and so expanding. And I kind of lost my human self in connecting with all of this awe. Nature clears us with whatever piece we have, a big experience, a tiny experience, birds flying, many birds, or just one bird, because it puts us into nowness, and it takes us away from all of this illusion of our human situation, all this illusion of striving and doing and succeeding and needing. And all of that fades out and becomes nothing when we're in nature and we understand that nature is what we really are too. We're the same as the birds flying across the field. We're the same as the tree. We're all part of nowness. We're all in the same dimensional field. We're all existing as collective soul. And if you want to feel this for yourself, all you have to do is step outside and tune in for just a moment and pay attention. I am Sara Wiseman, and you're listening to Spiritual Psychic. You'll find more at sarawiseman.com.
Want more Spiritual Psychic with Sara Wiseman? Tune in for more insightful teachings on intuition, spirituality, and you. Want to contact Sara direct? Visit www.sarawiseman.com.